Hello and welcome back. I'm Dr. Anastasia Haronis, clinical psychologist, and I'm coming to you today with another daily reflection. As I've said before, I'm a big believer in daily reflections, particularly in the process of addiction recovery. It can be a great opportunity to just stop, check in with ourselves, check in with how we're feeling, how we feel recovery is going, and if there's any kind of tweaks we feel like we need to make today. So in the past, I've used reflection books, but today I want to share a reflection with you that I actually wrote around the theme of acceptance. Now, acceptance is such a big topic. We talk a lot about this in mental health and in recovery. And so I'm going to read you a passage around acceptance, and then I'm going to talk through how it might be relevant for you in your day to day. Okay, so the passage is this. Acceptance isn't passive, it's an act of bravery. It means facing reality as it is, not as we wish it to be. In recovery, acceptance starts with acknowledging what's here right now. The craving, the shame, the progress, the fatigue, the small wins, all of it is relevant. We often think acceptance means liking something, but it doesn't. It simply means allowing what's true to be true, so we can respond with clarity instead of resistance. When we stop fighting the facts of our experience, our energy shifts from control to choice. Today, I encourage you to take a moment to notice one thing you've been resisting, a feeling, a situation, or perhaps a truth about where you are right now. See if you can soften around it, even 5%. Sometimes that small gesture is the start of peace, and peace is what gives recovery its strength. So I put this passage together to talk about the topic of acceptance because it is such an important one in addiction recovery. We know that in any given situation, there are things that are within our control, that we have agency over, and that we can do things about. These are elements of a situation that we can change. But similarly, there will always be elements of a situation that are out of our control, that we don't have agency over. And no matter how much we wish we could, we cannot change them. And so we are forced to accept them for what they are. So as the passage says, acceptance doesn't mean that I like something. Acceptance is not approval. This is a really key part of the message here. Acceptance is not approval. Acceptance is not me saying I like something, I agree with it, or it's okay. Acceptance is simply me saying it is what it is, and I cannot change that right now. Acceptance is a really hard thing to do in practice. Theoretically, it can sound nice, but what does acceptance actually look like in day-to-day life? Well, I sometimes use the analogy of dropping the rope. Imagine when you're in a state of non-acceptance, you have this kind of internal tug of war going on where you're sort of fighting within yourself. You are not wanting to accept reality for what it is, and so we enter into this internal battle. Instead of kind of pulling harder on the rope, acceptance is more that feeling of letting go of the rope, letting it be, letting reality be what it is. And once we can accept reality for what it is, once we can be accepting of our current situation or accepting of this very moment, then we can make healthy, informed choices for ourselves as we proceed going forward. So today, if you're engaging with this daily reflection, I encourage you to reflect on what in your life do you feel like you've been resisting? What have you been in a state of non-acceptance around? And how can you start to sort of soften your relationship with that thing to start to move to a position of acceptance? If you'd like, feel free to share your reflections in the comments. I look forward to hearing from you, and I hope you have a great day ahead and all the best in your recovery.